Hey guys, LevelCap here. Today I've got an episode of Sniper Sunday, the series where we're going to be playing the Recon class using both bolt-action snipers and DMRs. Today I'm using the SV98. I have done a video before with the SV98, but it was a loadout and I wasn't using any optics on it. It was bolt action. So now I'm actually using the SV98 the way I would prefer to use it, and we're going to get into the gun a bit and get into some of the game modes here. I start off a little bit on Conquest, but we're going to evolve into some rush game modes, and you're going to see just how fun and effective this setup can be. Now, one of the downsides about using this rifle is that it takes a long time to get the 8x optic. I'm using the 7x optic, which is as close as I can get to, so my sniping skills aren't quite up to par, because if you get really used to, say, an 8x optic and then switch to something else, you're definitely going to be playing a little bit differently. But 7x is close enough that I'm still able to hit some of my shots, but it certainly does take a little warming up with, and you're going to actually see me miss some pretty ridiculous shots here. I hear some sniper action around me. I'm like, where's that shot coming from? Oh, he's right next to me. Let's take an easy shot. Oh, missed it from point blank range. Have to finish him off with the pistol. So this was like, I think, the first round that I actually played with the SV98 and 7x optic. I do warm up a bit more towards the end of the video and start landing a lot more in my shots. And I finish off that kill streak with an unintentional double kill. But then I was thinking about it, I was like, most double kills are pretty much unintentional. You're always aiming for one guy and somebody just happens to step up behind him. Your bullet goes through and you get that nice double kill. Fortunately, I don't think it was a double headshot kill. And here I am on Caspian Border. This is a great map for sniping. Now, the way I have my sniper rifle set up is I actually have the laser sight on here because the SV98 has some of the best hipfire accuracy for bolt action rifles out there. It's not the best, it's some of the best. So it's a really good option to have for close quarter engagements, and there's just something about the laser that really allows me to narrow in my sights better at longer range. I don't know what it is, but it just feels like I can aim better when there's a laser optic on here. But I was, towards the end of the video, starting to turn it off at range just so I didn't extra give away my position. Now, sniper glint is something that always gives away your position provided that you're using a high powered optic. Anything over 4x magnification will have a scope glint on it. But unlike Battlefield 3, the scope glint only appears when you're zooming in. So when you're aiming down sights, it'll appear. With the laser sight, though, it is always on. So if you're sort of just in hipfire mode looking in the general direction of a target, they will see that laser glint and it'll give away your position, which is the last thing you want, as the whole goal of a sniper is to be concealed. If you're in a back and forth firefight, generally speaking, you're at the disadvantage. Any sort of suppression, any sort of screen shake is really going to throw off your game, because this class is all about being precise. And when you're taking fire and you're seeing a lot of action on your screen, a lot of movement, a lot of shaking, not only will it make it just harder to aim in general, but it'll also kind of frazzle your nerves, you know, and you need to be calm and you need to be cool while taking your shots with the Recon class. Otherwise, you're probably going to miss them. And we finally switched over to some rush gameplay here. I'm playing on defense on Wavebreaker. We somehow got on top of the submarine here, which is an awesome defensive position. The hardest part of being on the ground level and having multiple levels above you is that you always have to clear the ground level first. People on the ground level are going to be looking for other targets on the ground level. They're going to be your highest threat, so you got to clear the ground level and then you can start looking up above you. So if you're high in the sky, you're generally not going to be seen as frequently or as quickly. It gives you a lot more time to aim and take the shot. The assaulting team has risked taking the attack boat in here, and it's become an easy target, especially for snipers. I'm able to get several of the gunners easily, and then it falls without a problem. Now, while playing with a bolt action rifle, it's very important to know your weapon's drop off, what its benefits are, because sometimes you have a bolt action that isn't capable of one-shot headshotting at all ranges. Fortunately, the SV98 is. It only goes down to 59 damage minimum, which means if you hit them in the head, you're going to be doing significant damage, more than enough to drop them down to 0 health. But if you hit them in the body, you know, you might only do 59 damage. They could run, get away, so it's always beneficial to try and hit them in the head no matter what with a bolt-action sniper rifle. Now, if you are 12.5 meters or closer to your target, you can just simply do 100 damage to them. If they have the defensive perk on there, this can keep you from doing a one-shot body shot kill, but if they don't have defensive perk on there and you hit them in the body or the head or the arm, you will be doing 100% damage. If you hit them in basically the lower abdomen or legs, you only do 90% damage. So that's not going to kill them in one shot, and they'll probably have enough time to turn around and kill you. So you have to make sure you hit them in the body, but even so, it's just such a risky maneuver because that defensive perk stops from that one-shot kill. So it's always beneficial to try and go for the head. It's the only sure way to drop your target with one shot. Now, I mentioned earlier that the SV98 has decent hipfire. It has a 4.0 hipfire while standing, and when you put the laser sight on here, that reduces significantly, but even so, 4.0 hipfire, 3.0 hipfire, 2.0 hipfire doesn't mean you're gonna get a guaranteed hit. So hip firing in close quarters is fun to do. It's a great feeling when you land that shot and get the kill, but it is again such a risky maneuver. So whenever possible, aim down sight. It's just a more guaranteed way to finish off your foe. Now, when looking at the stats of the SV98 here, there's nothing that pops out as the best in any particular class. It doesn't have the highest bullet velocity. It doesn't have the highest rate of fire. It doesn't have the best hip fire. It doesn't have even the best damage model. It has a decent magazine capacity, but by no means does that make it overpowered or the best in any one specific category. What it does mean, though, is that the SV98 is actually really well balanced across the board. It has a good damage model, has a good magazine capacity. Its rate of fire is certainly very competitive, although not the best in the game. Its bullet velocity is decent, not too slow, not too fast. It's just a really good all-around gun that can be used for hip firing, long-range target acquisition, and can be creatively modded with different attachments. It's one of the few sniper rifles that I actually like to run all the time with a laser sight on it. And I'm certainly being more aggressive with it right now. Obviously, we have to get to the MCOMs, arm these MCOMs, and the sniper rifle is definitely holding its own in close quarters. I missed a one-shot kill there, but I've got my 93R as backup to finish off the targets. I've said this a lot, but the 93R really is just my favorite pistol. It's so reliable, and especially when playing the sniper class, if you need to follow up with a single pistol shot, it's going to be one of the easiest pistols to actually land a hit with. A lot of recons I see running with like the 44 Magnum and then a bolt action sniper, and it's like that's going to be a really hard pistol to try and land a follow-up shot if you only hit a body shot with your first shot from a sniper rifle. So you're setting yourself up to fail when you give yourself two long-range weapons, a long-range primary and a long-range sidearm. This, I find, has a good balance between both worlds. If I had to sum up the SV98 in one word, it would be versatile. It's a great sniper rifle across the board. I highly recommend it. Let me know what your favorite sidearm is for the Recon class when you're running bolt action rifles. And as always, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. This is LevelCap signing off.